Oh, that looks bad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Everyone Dice, the gayest D&D show on the internet. That's my new intro, and we already lost
We've
Lynn.
lost Lynn.
That's my new intro, and I'm sticking to it.
Apparently, some people didn't know we were all gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people didn't know that we are an all-queer group. All of us are varying degrees of queer, which we could go into in a Q&A at some point.
Join
Yes.
our Patreon.
Um,
Kidding.
May is unfortunately feeling a little under the weather, so she will not be joining us. We're sending her well wishes and good thoughts because she's had a rough week because it's, I think, the end of her semester there, so like everything's piling up.
Which
But
is fair.
yes, we have some announcements before we get into the game, and I will pass the mic over to Kiana Lynn, who is
Yes,
I
think the name tags are all screwed up. I'm Kiana Lynn.
There
I
are
play
no
Bernie.
name tags.
Oh, we're not doing it tonight?
Well, it's not laid out for videos to be moved the way they are right now.
Yeah,
So.
true. Anyways, we are part of the Be Gay Roll Dice podcast network, and this week I wanted to tell you all about Dice Will Roll. Dice Will Roll is the gayest Pathfinder 2nd edition campaign around, focusing on answering hard questions like, is it okay to kiss a goblin? Can you use spell slots to heat up leftovers? And will the gods be mad about your heavenly /fic? The answer to all of those is yes. Join them every Monday for their second campaign, Extinction Curse, following a fantastical circus as they try to put on the best show ever. With a backlog of amazing episodes and new ones every week, you will have plenty to satiate your actual play hunger. Check them out at Dice Will Roll on Twitter and search Dice Will Roll on your podcatcher of choice. There's just two other things before I pass the mic on to Scotty. Just last week, on the 13th, a Kickstarter launched for a comic anthology called A Cold, Dark Universe by Black Hole Entertainment. It is a full-color, 112-page anthology with 16 creators telling 8 amazing stories that dive into the feelings we've all been feeling during this past year. Hopeful stories that highlight the best and worst in humanity, all while showing you innovative things you've never seen before. It's science fiction comics at their absolute best. There's love stories, war stories, stories of betrayal, and more. This anthology has a little bit of everything, no matter what your taste is. Not only is it an amazing product that I would endorse, Kacey and I are actually part of the lineup. So go check out A Cold, Dark Universe on Kickstarter. Our story is called What Are We Worth? And if you can't support, which we understand, the past year's been tough, just go ahead, retweet, and share the campaign. Spread the word to as many people as possible. Steal your mom's wallet. Have her pledge. There's nothing wrong with that morally or legally. Last thing before I stop talking forever, is the art raffle. The art raffle is back. I am a little late on last week's because I've been working and moving into my new space. But every single week, I draw your character, your OC, your D&D character, your favorite anime girl, your waifu. I'll do it. I'll draw them. I'll draw any of them. So make sure you stick around. Right before the break, we'll hand out the super secret password and pick a winner. And if you have one in the past, you can win again. So make sure you're entering and sticking around for that. That's it. I'm done. Zipping this mouth. On to Scotty.
Hi! We have brand new commands for the bot, because I added them finally, so you can type in commands like exclamation mark, Bernie, to find out some information about Bernie! Make sure you spell the names correctly. Bloodhand is Bloodhand, not Zala. So yeah, we have new commands. I'll release a list of them at some point, or add them to a list, or add them to a command that's just commands or something eventually. We'll get there. There will be more added. Other than that, you know what I'm about to say. I know what I'm about to say. Subscribe to us on YouTube! We need 100 subscribers so that we can stop looking like a really, really, really shittily disguised Rickroll, and so that we can also give away a really awesome set of dice made by AJ. So yeah, last I checked, we were at 85, but that was last
88.
week. We're at 88 now. Sick.
88.
So I need to update my board, and yeah, we only need 12 more. 12 more. I can do math. We need 12 more subscribers
Scotty,
on
you're
YouTube.
the one of us who can do math. You need to keep
Listen,
that.
I am so frazzled today. We started late partially because I forgot to take my pills. So, like... Anyway, subscribe to us on YouTube. Make your friends subscribe to us on YouTube. Steal people's phones and make them subscribe to us on YouTube. We love you.
We're
We do.
really pushing the be gay role,
Yeah.
do crimes aspect today.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, and we've lost Lynn again.
Lynn
Oh
is
no.
awesome.
Alright. Okay,
Anyway.
well, announcements out of the way. I think we're all ready for some D&D. Yes.
That's
Okay,
why we're here.
that's
Is
very
it?
true. Normally it is, yeah. on Wednesdays anyway.
For now.
All right. So, when last we ventured forth, the 5 of you celebrated your victories with a nice meal at the last home. There you learned a little bit more about the world and several of the legends that permeate the cultures of it. Took some moments together to reflect on what had happened and what might happen moving forward. And that was kind of about it. It was a nice, it was a very nice, relaxing session. We begin the next day. You all had planned to, do a little bit of prep before visiting the Moongate, I believe. Is there anything anyone would like to do before, I guess, leaving Carehold?
I
would
am
like
buying
to
halberd.
officially attune to that belt.
Okay, well, you would have had time to attune to that belt. You would like to buy a halberd, Bernie. You do find a halberd. Forgot to pull up the Carehold information, so I can't remember specifically who you buy it from. But he is I'll get you the name after. He's a blacksmith, claimed to be the best in the city. He's a dwarf, and he sells you a halberd for standard halberd price.
20 fucking gold pieces, a standard halberd price. Can I negotiate with this guy? I don't want to pay that much.
If you would like, you can
We do
try
anything,
to.
or can I just make a check?
You make a check.
That's a natural fucking 20. That's
Nice.
legitimately a natural fucking 20.
You see him looking very unsure. And then he says, he basically says, if you're willing to tell the people who made it, his name, which I will get for you at least on the break. Just give me a sec. Maybe I can pull it up here quickly. He is willing to give you a discounted price of 14 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll tell him where I got my cool sick halberd.
All right. You've got your halberd now.
Were
Bernie
you
feels
lying?
a little weird about it. What's that?
Were you lying?
No, of course I'll tell people who made it. It's a good halberd.
His name is Galdus.
Galgus?
Galdus,
Oh, Galgus.
Galdus.
Tight. It's a tight hammer. Bernie feels a little weird about owning this hammer or owning the halberd because her war hammer didn't look so specifically intended for murder. Like, it was still like a hammer, but this is like a big axe blade on a big long stick, and she's like, I look like a killer now, and she's sort of, that's her new identity. She straps it on her back, and she goes along her merry way.
Meanwhile, Aloise has a fucking branch strapped to her back. Get various good berries from it.
Pretty much. All right. So, with your new halberd purchased, you make your way to the stables and pack up everything into your cart. Yes.
Wait,
Bernie?
one last thing. We were going to go talk to what's-her-face about enchanting our weapons to be +1.
Oh, right, because you wanted us to have magic weapons.
And also, I'd like a +1.
Yeah, you were going to talk to Zari about that.
Listen, I
yeah.
gotta, before we get into any potential combat that happens in this session, I want that +1.
Fair enough. So, do you all go or just you, Bernie?
I
Oh,
will
you
go
will
with
come.
Bernie, at least.
All right.
I want to see how enchanting works.
Okay. So all of you make your way throughout the city, finding Zari. You find her in sort of it is a very office type area where there's several sort of desks and just people kind of working on various things. It's like a communal office. She smiles when she sees you and sort of waves you over. And, hello there. What can I do you for this, it's early in the morning? Well, I guess it's getting late in the morning now, but...
Sorry to interrupt your work, but we had talked last night at the party about potentially enchanting our weapons with a +1, just to, help us along that journey.
I wasn't entirely sure what you meant about +1, but I spoke to some of our enchanters and they explained it to me. We're able to do that, but it'll take some time. You'd have to be here for a couple days more at least. I would say 3 at the least. Or maybe at the most, but if we pushed it, and I'm afraid there would be a bit of a cost. Nothing too much, but just to cover material components and the like.
Well, of course, we'd pay you for your labor. If we stay longer and pay more, could we bump that up to like a +2, or...
I could see about that, but I'm not too sure.
It's all right.
I'll look into it for you.
What would the cost be?
It would be about for all of you to get your weapons enchanted.
Yes.
Would be about 250 gold or so.
All right. Wonderful.
We don't have that much.
We might have that
We
much.
might have that much.
Is it worth... I turn to the group. Is it worth staying for an extra half a week to get this done, or do we want to leave now and just do it when we get back?
Well, let me understand this. If our weapons are magic, they are more effective, yes?
Yes, a +1.
And out of character,
I
mechanically,
spoke
we're
to-
talking like can hit ghosts.
I spoke
Oh.
to my my enchanters, and they talked to me about what this +1 means. I'm all thumbs when it comes to that stuff. What it really means is there are some creatures where it's more difficult to pierce them. Some creatures might have a resistance of sort to just traditional weaponry. Magical weapons enchanted this way do tend to hit a bit harder, hit a bit swifter. But the real reason I'm told that you'd get your weapons enchanted is to so you're able to overcome that damage resistance, as it were.
Out of character. I totally forgot that that's the good thing about having a magic weapon. I was just real hype to have a +1
Yeah,
versus
no,
AC.
it's the main reason that we wanted is to hit ghosts. I don't know if you
Totally
remember our session 0.
It makes sense. I, as the DM, I know I pulled that out against my players, but I, as the player, just don't head empty. I'm used to playing himbos.
Hey,
Alright.
Jimmy's not a himbo. He's too
Jimmy's an evil himbo. We've been over this.
Out of character, I will say mechanically, I don't strictly need the +1 in order to overcome that threshold, because with my Weapon of Blood feature, I officially have a magic weapon anytime I have that active.
I
And Shay's
remember
new weapon is already a +1.
And
Okay,
I
'cause I was
use
gonna
magic,
say-
so
in Pathfinder, monks eventually their flurry of blows
Yes.
is counted.
Well,
There's going to do that too.
Next level, when Shay levels up, her attacks will be considered magical. I believe it's level 6 when a monk gets that.
Assuming I take a level.
Yeah,
you're-
assuming you take a level. as well.
My shit's magical as long as I have blood left in my body.
So it sounds like Eloise, you don't need it. Are you sure you don't want to get it on your staff anyways? Just have a +1 on it?
Her staff
The
is
new
magical.
staff.
my
Okay.
staff is magic.
It would not be a bad
So-
idea for me to get it on my great axe anyway. So it sounds like it's just going to be me and Bernie who need it.
Of
base
everyone who
weapons.
needs it, you and Bernie, yeah. I would say
Cordelia?
mechanically.
Cordelia doesn't
doesn't
really do physical
really-
attacks.
No,
she
but
uses Eldritch Blast. Sorry,
just in
Eldritch
case.
Blast.
I feel like Eldritch Blast. I feel like just in case. It is like only 200 gold, potentially less, since we would only be doing 3 people. I feel like just in case,
Yeah,
she should have that backup.
50 times 5, 250.
Okay.
So
That
if,
was where
if
I
it's
went
only
for
the
that.
3 of us getting it, then it's 150.
Which we could do much easier. So I think we just do the 3 of us then, and we'll do that when we. Should we just do that when we get back then?
How
I
long
should
is it going to
also-
take again?
I could suppose if you're coming back, I could get it started for you, and then we could have those weapons already ready for you when you get back. I don't know if you'd be keen on leaving your weapons.
No.
Absolutely not.
Guys, I want to point out that Cordelia does not even have a weapon to enchant.
She doesn't? She
She's
legitimately.
been posting in our Discord and the Twitch chat.
I can only watch so many things at once.
Cordelia!
May.
You don't even own a fucking weapon? What happens if you run out of
Then
spell
we don't
slots?
need to worry about that.
Okay, also,
It's
Eldritch-
fine. I'll just turn
Eldritch
into an
Blast
elf.
is a cantrip,
Yeah.
Yes.
so
That's
she
the big
always
thing
has
with
a weapon
warlocks.
available. I know.
So
I
it
get it.
sounds like me
Real
trying to
quick,
be smart,
May
thinking ahead,
just said
fucking
I want
useless.
this immortalized in stream. May just said her only weapon is a sexy knife strapped to her garter, but that's for aesthetic.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. That's a +1 to damn. That was Gorilla Red.
Alright.
AJ, you were going to say something before we got off topic.
No, that was what I was gonna say. Was that
Oh, okay.
was that May was like desperately trying to let us know that she does not need an enchantment.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
so it's just the 2 of us. We're the only ones who need the enchantment.
Which would be 100 gold.
Can we talk about the ongoing theme that is me trying to be a smart player and think ahead in advance and make traps and enchant weapons and just getting religiously shat on by the entire
Yeah.
party?
We can.
Hey, we're just dumbasses.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
You're all a
it's just
disaster, and I love
Shay
you.
and Alois got new weapons. the upgrade is how I do a new weapon, because Zala's not trading out her great axe ever. Not happening.
All right.
Yeah.
It would just be two of us, and we will do that when we get back. I see there's no reason to delay, and it wouldn't be a considerably bad idea to do that.
I missed it. How long is it gonna, like, how long would it take?
3 days. 3 days.
For just 2 weapons, I could have that expedited. Be a bit more of a cost. It'd be about 150 if I was to put all the enchanters on this, and you maybe have it in a day and a half at most.
I would be willing to cover the difference.
Oh, I can't hear you, Scotty.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear anybody.
Well, that's
Can everybody
hear
Lynn's
me?
end, yeah.
We can hear you, Lynn.
Unfortunate.
Oh, okay. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Did you say
It's
unfortunately, Scotty?
Can you hear us
I said
now?
it's unfortunate that you can't hear us.
It's the Valentine's Day.
Oh, it's like you don't
Yeah.
gotta be
Yeah.
mean.
Can
all
you
right,
hear us
that's
now?
fine. I can hear you guys now.
Okay.
So I can hear you now.
Good.
I can hear you now. All right. There's some desync on the webcams, but that's fine.
Tech bullshit. Welcome to our life. I said I would be willing to cover the cost.
We can pitch in together so that we don't have to both entirely go broke.
I'm all right.
All right. Well, I have 130. How much do you have?
I have 118.
Okay, so we'll just go half and half. So how much is that from each of
All
us?
75.
right. Okay. I will. She closes up the 2 books she's got and kind of picks them up. I will go. Come with me. Come with me. All who are getting their weapons enchanted. Or I suppose anyone who wants a tour of the armory. All right.
And
all
Alice
right.
just waves her hand around.
Of course
she
she
begins leading you down into the bowels of Carehold, which is an area dug into the earth itself. It's sort of near where your new home is, but it's deeper than that. She takes you to this large complex where there are blacksmiths working away, leather workers. It is a huge craftsman area where people are working on things. You see Galdus there, who is sort of training a few people on how to properly how to smith metal. She takes you over to an area, and there are a few individuals there who seem to be robed and are much more brainy than the others. Speaks in a language that you do not, none of you speak, and says, "All right, well, if you just lay your weapons down here, the enchanters will get on it, and they'll be done in."
I have
Said
questions.
probably a day. Yes,
Are they familiar with bone work?
they've done bone work before. He has. He
All right.
points to one of the elven men. I can get him to focus on specifically your axe if
I would
if
appreciate
you're worried
that.
about that. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. But be very careful with it. It is my family's. Um, there is no word. It is generations old.
She relays this to the elven man, who kind of looks at you and gives a solemn nod before extending his hands to accept your axe.
And I will pass it over almost reluctantly.
He takes it over the table and begins looking at it. You see him sort of caressing it gently. All right, now, Bernie, which weapon are you going to have enchanted?
The halberd, my new beautiful Galdus original.
All right. Oh, it's a Galdus, is it?
Yes, it's quite stylish.
He does excellent work. But don't count Firella out. Maybe you'll pick up one of her works in the future. She's his apprentice, I don't know if you've met her or not.
Well, if she's learning from him, I'm sure she will be just wonderful.
Oh, you're so good at blowing smoke, Bernie. I love it.
Well, I am a fire ganassi. It's kind of my thing.
That's true. Your hair is always on fire, isn't it? It's not dangerous with the trees, is it? It's never...
No.
I suppose we maybe should have asked you that before we invited you, but...
And give us a house.
Have you never met a ganassi
Yeah.
before?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I have not.
Oh. Well, no, it's not real fire. It just sort of moves like it.
It's beautiful. Sorry, I wasn't sure.
I can make
Anyway,
it like real fire if you want, Bernie.
I don't want that.
Samela will work on
I
your
think it
halberd.
looks very good as it is.
Thank you.
The woman takes your halberd and begins caressing it in a very similar way to the elven man. And after a few moments, Zari begins sort of ushering you out. All right, they like to work in private now. They've got their secrets and stuff.
I think this is first time someone who is not of tribe has worked on lineage.
It'll be okay. Zara, they're quite talented. I'm sure they do nothing
I'm
to
sure.
hurt you.
It's just strange not to carry it.
I understand. Do you want to carry the one that you gave me?
I
The
still
little
have,
handbag?
I still have my battle axe. And she pats the
Wait, what did...
little one on her side, the little battle axe on her side.
Oh,
Little.
Alright, well I guess we have another day to kill.
All right. Is there anything in particular you all would like to do on that day? Otherwise, we will just skip to the next day when you all get your new enchanted weapons. Enchanted with a +1.
+1.
Plus
Just in
one.
case you forgot,
Just
I am-
in case.
I am waiting to hear back from my sister. So, just in case you forgot. I don't know if that would happen anytime soon, but...
I did not forget.
Alright, as long as you didn't forget. No, there's nothing I want to do.
All right.
Shay needs to say goodbye to Gideon, but that is going to happen probably when they leave. Because
I thought he was going with us to the moon gate.
I'm not sure.
Yes,
Okay,
but
never mind then.
you guys might separate there, I think, is what Shay meant. Okay, so you all have another pleasant day wandering around and enjoying the sights of Carehold. Yes, Aaron?
If we're having another day, I'm gonna start tiling one of the rooms that we have.
I thought we decided
okay.
we were not setting up the medical clinic.
No one told her that, though.
Yes, we
we
did.
decided.
Yes,
I didn't tell you that.
They
We
did not
told you that
decide
very
Talon was-
specifically.
No, we literally
She-
talked about that last session.
Zari
Yeah.
did tell you she would get you a place in the medical ward so that you could... I mean, you can still set it up if you want. I don't care. It's your house. You do what you want with it.
Please
It's
don't.
our house.
Yes, it
has
is.
to share with-
Please don't perform surgeries in our house. There's an entire medical ward for you to do that in.
I feel like that's a great way to get our house haunted.
But they're judgy.
Maybe we should do it then, so we can have like a fun little ghost buddy.
I mean, it's already haunted. We have Delilah.
That's different.
Another ghost friend.
That's
Somebody else can have a ghost.
specifically Bernie is haunted.
You choke.
Yeah. Okay. So, whether or not Alois tiles one of the rooms, you all have an enjoyable day and evening in Carehold. In the late morning, Zari comes to get you, brings you down to the armory, where you are past your new weapons, which, as they come into your hands, you can feel them almost vibrating with a new power. And they've told me it's been enchanted with a +1. Whatever that means.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you
I
so
know.
much, Felix.
You're very well.
I'm
well,
gonna die every time we bring that up
Very
in
welcome.
character.
Yep. After that, you say farewell to Zari and make your way to the Moon Gate, which you have been given directions to. Gideon, you pick up Gideon on the way and pull up right here. Gotta skip that. You're led outside the village, not far, to a small glade where the underbrush has grown thick around the hollowed out stump of one of the home trees. In the center are the 8 familiar cracked and broken standing stones, which you last saw in the Geistlands.
Time to start touching rocks?
Do I remember which one glowed for me?
Give me a wisdom check.
Thank you, Casey.
I'm gonna try and
That's my
remember
best
too.
score.
I'm just gonna touch a rock.
I think Shay would
Okay.
probably also just go up and touch a rock.
Okay. Cool.
19.
17.
Doesn't matter. You, both of you, yes, do remember the order in which you touched the rocks when you were in the Geistlands. Bloodhand and Shay don't seem to either know or care. They sort of place their hand on a random rock, and you hear the rumbling of rocks beginning to shift and reform, and you watch as 3 of the rocks are reformed. You hear that familiar tearing sound as a portal is ripped through the fabric of reality.
Oh.
In the portal, you can see brief flashes of the snowy mountains of Bralia and the slightly dour Geistlands.
So we didn't even need to touch hands for this one.
Quite strange.
Maybe they do not all
I wonder-
work the same way?
I mean, we touched the
Maybe.
same ones and it worked.
No, this was when Shay and I touched rocks. Y'all didn't even get around to touching rocks.
Oh!
We just
What?
picked random rocks to touch before, while you two were trying to remember
Does-
which rocks you touched.
Does it change if Alois and I touch our rocks?
Are you going to touch other rocks? Because you, what you see, the rocks reformed are the rocks you remember touching. The rock that formed in the Geistlands and the one that formed in Bralia. Those are reformed.
So what's the third one?
Carol.
Is that any of the ones that we had touched previously?
Yes.
Who touched it previously? Whose rock was it?
I can't remember.
Okay, everybody just wait while we go back and watch our
Yeah.
episode. We'll be back.
I'm pretty sure it was a Shay or Zala rock. Because you all did some rock touching in that episode.
We did a lot of rock touching.
Yes. So it's safe to say these are everybody's rocks in the party.
Yeah, but certain rocks work for certain people.
Gods.
The only note I have from that session is that I put Shay and Zala's portal is broken, which is incredibly
Hey,
helpful.
look, our portal works now.
This was before I got my Rook and the Raven notebook, so I don't even have notes from that session.
I have notes. They're in my other notebook.
Bless you, AJ, for having notes handy.
They're not good notes.
I didn't say they were good notes, but bless you for having them. Yeah, so there are 3 rocks. You can continue to touch rocks if you would like.
Always.
As you touch the rocks, you see the familiar shifting and shaking of it beginning the process of reforming, but it falls and they fall to the ground, like they were. Yeah, kind of like there's not enough energy. Yeah. I don't know.
What? Hey, Casey, I just had an idea.
Yeah.
These are
I
the
love
moon
your
gates.
ideas.
These are the moon gates, right? Right?
That is a fair assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would happen if I used moonbeam on them?
I could also use Moonbeam on them.
You guys gotta. This is what a cool aesthetic. You guys gotta do this.
I'm gonna cry.
I mean, I don't know what would happen.
I
Is
need
this
to
your way
find out
of
how many key points that's going to cost me.
is this your way of telling me you want to cast Moonbeam on
Hold
what?
up. Hey guys, I just had a great idea. I think I know how we can activate these. They're the moon
sure.
gate. They're the moon gates, right?
Yeah.
What if we cast moonbeam on it?
Can I make a check to see if that's actually a terrible idea? If I know anything.
No.
No, I'm gonna cast augury.
You can do that.
I was going to say,
There's-
there's
only
no-
something you do. This
there's
is not
no-
something you are doing. This is something Aaron's doing.
Hold on, I got a way around that. Also, Aaron isn't doing it. Alois is. Unless Aaron is going to manifest within our game world and start casting Moonbeam at everybody.
Rip everyone else if that happens.
Please no. I can only deal with one chaos child at a time.
I am going to cast augury, and I will ask my god, if I cast Moonbeam theoretically upon these moon gates, what would happen? I don't think it matters. I can't do it. Unless it does.
You get no answer.
You should ask if I don't stop Alois from casting moonbeam, what will happen?
I will cast augury again. I will ask, if I don't stop Alois from casting Moonbeam, what will happen?
Okay, give me a second.
Yes!
I'm just so worried that this is gonna break them because Moonbeam is a pretty potent attack spell.
That's why we're casting augury.
Which is why I'm casting
And
augury,
Zala's
and
sitting
I...
here like, I don't understand why we would need to use Moonbeam. We just activated this portal. It's
Moonbeam,
connected now.
gates. If it needs more energy, moon.
But
Moon.
we need to go to the other gates to activate them. We can't activate them from here. They've been
Wait,
disconnected.
guys, I'm on the line with my god. Can you quiet just for a moment? What answer do I get?
It's not that great. I need you guys to be quiet.
Listen, Bernie's wisdom is pretty good. So if her god says something bad will happen,
Okay.
I think even if it's fine, she'll probably say no.
So, I need you to roll me a d20.
Boy, howdy.
10? Straight down the middle.
Your result is weal and woe.
Alright, I was already on the fence about whether or not that this was a good idea, and I've just heard back from my god, and it seems like bad and good things could happen, but I don't want to risk the bad on whatever good
we
it is.
should try it, because
No.
if we have... So far, we have had to be at place to activate gate. We activated... It seems like we are connecting them. This one was disconnected, and we connected it to Braille and Geistlands. Yes?
I agree.
So we have to be at Moongate to connect it to others.
And worst case, we can just ask Gerhardt, who seems to know more than us, if there's anything he can tell us about potentially powering them up with magic. Because I don't know.
It's an idea.
Yeah, it's an idea, and we'll hang on to it.
It's moon. It's moon.
I mean, on that level, it does make sense, and I wish I knew enough about the arcane to answer if it made sense on another level. And I turned to
Same.
Cordelia, and I said, do you know enough about the arcane to...
I don't...
Alright. I was hoping there'd be more to that sentence.
I just realized we have no magic expert on our team.
No, you're all dumb.
Zala's
Hey,
like...
I'm not dumb.
Zala's common sense is fine, which is why she's like, I'm not sure that
Hey.
this is how this works.
I'm fine
I think
with
that
everyone.
the rest of y'all are like overcomplicating it, and Zala's just like, but this is what happened. This is what
Listen.
happened.
Bernie agrees with Zala. Lynn really wants to cast Moonbeam on the Moongate.
You got your answer from the augury. You don't
Okay.
know what...
Scotty
You wanna
really
cast
wants to
Moonbeam,
cast
go
Moonbeam
right
on the
ahead.
Moongate, but I'm not playing Seedlaw on the Wall. I'm playing Zala.
Alright, let's just go through the Moongate.
Which way?
Wait, are we just leaving?
Yes, right? We're
Yeah.
going to talk to Gerhardt.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
we'll do
realize
that.
we were just. We.
Oh, can I say goodbye to Shay before you guys
I'm going to step
vanish?
to Braelia and feel the snow.
Not alone, I'll go with you.
Alright.
And
Okay.
Alois is gonna third wheel.
Are you going to,
I mean,
Emily?
actually,
I mean,
I-
either way.
I mean,
he's third
Cordelia's
wheeling.
there
No.
too, so...
I
That's
miss
fair.
snow.
Okay. So the three of you step through the moon gate, focusing on the mountains of Braelia that you'd encountered before. And you
Split the
feel
party by
that
a continent.
familiar sensation of passing through these moon gates before you step out onto the cold, chilly mountainside ledge of the Braelian Mountains.
I lay down to start doing snow ASMR.
All right. Well, while you all are doing that, Gideon is going to say his farewell for now to Shay. So,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were leaving from here.
no. I have to leave soon too anyway, so look, I know you guys are probably going to be tracking these ruins and stuff. Can I ask a small favor?
Of course, yeah.
If you all go to Endoza, can you all be extra careful?
Yeah. Is there something we should be worried about?
It's not a great place. I grew up there, and well, let's just say there's a reason I have never been back. And if you do go there, just make sure that you don't show anyone else what you showed me. Because they will not react great.
Yeah. Most people don't.
I'm not saying there isn't good people there. It's just not a great place. I don't want anything to happen to, well, you.
Well, if I promise you that, you have to promise me that you're not going to do anything stupid and that you're going to be safe.
I can promise you the second thing, but I mean, chances are I'm gonna do something stupid. It's like my thing.
And I think she'll just hug him.
He hugs you very tightly and kisses your cheek as you separate. You approach the portal with Cordelia on the cart driving it, focusing on the Geistlands, I assume?
I think so. I guess that's where we were going.
And seeing that shimmering image of the Geistlands, you step through. A moment later, stepping out onto the slightly cooler, but not super cold, but very plain, very bland, very dour looking stretch of the Geistlands. How long are the three of you being snow people?
Question: who has Steven in the cart currently?
Cordelia.
Okay.
Cordelia and Shay, who are in the Geistlands.
I'm done pretty quickly. If y'all want to make any more snow Osmar, snow seedlings.
I'm good. I just needed to feel cold.
You know what? Same. And Alois picks up a bunch of snow and just bites into it.
Right.
I don't want to leave them for too long, just in case something bad has happened.
We should go back.
We'll come back to Bailey eventually.
We will.
Approaching
How's
the
that-
portal.
How's that
Yep.
body that we left there doing?
Are you specifically looking for it?
I'll take a gander to see if like it's buried by snow or anything at this point.
You do not see it.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means it's snowy. The snow is a lot higher. But you don't see the body unless, like, are you going hunting for it? Then you don't see the body.
Who knows? She's a necromancer, Casey. We don't know.
I agree. I'm just saying, unless you're going looking for the body, you do not see it on just a cursory glance. But after that cursory glance, you all approach the portal again. In it now, you see the faint image of the Kerholt portal that you step through, that then shifts to the plains of the Geistlands. You step through. Shay and Cordelia are waiting for you with Stephen, the trusty ox, and your cart.
And the moon lily.
And the moon lily and your
back
chest of adventures, or of treasures. You've got a new plant that you have not yet planted, but
I
can.
will on the trip back.
We've got like a mobile home, guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
While we were exiting the Geistlands, I will work on planting that plant.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough to do. You head back the way that you remember Luchev being. Halfway through the day, you pass by the ruins of the city and the shrine to the Wandering One that you'd encountered before. Cordelia seems to be giving it a slightly wider berth.
I'll give it a gold piece.
I'm gonna drop
Alright.
a couple silver in.
I'll drop
Okay.
my piece in. I don't have any change.
Okay. So you all drop your offerings into the Wandering One. Make your way through the Geistland before resting for the evening. Alois, you managed to put together a solid enough like potting area. You know, I don't know gardening and stuff, but I really want to get into it. A nice, clay pot that, given what you were told, you think will suffice the root structure of this pomegranate tree. You plant it in the rich soil that you have managed to make. Yeah. You had a question?
Pomegranate. I forgot that we called it that.
Well, that's what it's called. I'm not. Don't shake your head at me, Scotty.
I didn't shake my head.
You did. You face-palmed.
That's not shaking my head.
Don't face-palm at me.
I will facepalm at you all I please.
All right.
You can't stop me.
Your evenings are very calm. You don't have any disturbances while you are in the Geistlands, and at about midday the next day you make your way. You see the town of Luchev approaching in the distance. As you as you make your way into the town and begin to move through the streets, you feel a distinct change from when you were last here.
What do you mean? Can I make a
Sorry,
perception?
sorry, I was
Please
changing
tell
the
me
music.
it's just because of the festival not being here anymore.
There
Can I
is
make
a tension that hangs in the air now, thick like a fog. Armed guards are patrolling the street, each clad in white steel armor and bearing a sigil on their breastplates, sigil of a sword in front of a rising sun.
Fuck this.
They make no motion to stop you or question you, but they do seem to be watching you all quite closely.
Is that the symbol of the Dawn Guard?
That is the symbol of the Dawn Guard.
Well, it looks like Gerhardt took our advice, but
I'm not sure I like this.
me neither.
Alois will wave to them as we go by. Like very kindly, like, hi.
Most of them don't seem to really pay your cheeriness any mind, but you do get one of them who kind of like raises his eyebrows interestingly and kind of gives you a very small smile.
Guys, I forgot
Yes?
my tail.
Did you forget something?
Hide it under your skirt.
Here's the thing, though. Alois
Hide it under your
wouldn't.
skirt. Hide it under your.
Alois is not one to hide those things. And also, it's a 10-foot long tail. It's a long tail. You can't
Hey,
hide
you know
that
what?
thing under the skirt.
You know what, though? We've had a pool of blood following us this entire time, so that ship has already sailed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lynn, Alois is weird. Remember? The second
This
guard
is
who
bad.
pays you notion does kind of gives you a very but it's very reserved. Almost like they don't want to be caught showing any kind of emotion outside of a calm stoicism. I assume you all are just making your way to Gerhardt's manor, or are you stopping anywhere else?
Should. Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, you make your way to the manor, park Stephen there, get off, and knock on the door. What you notice is that the manor is in slightly less great condition than it was before. There's a little bit more grime on the windows, and it looks like it hasn't been dusted in a long time, both the inside and the outside.
But it's only been like a week.
What
No.
happened?
It has been
It's
about
like
a month.
Yeah.
What?
Is this?
Yeah, it has been about a month since you all got together. It took you like 5 days to travel from Luchev to Hamel.
I guess that tracks.
Yeah,
True.
and you guys spent about a week in Carehold relaxing. So, after some time, the door is opened, and you see the familiar visage of Gerhardt, who looks a little bit worse for wear. Does not look like he has been getting a lot of sleep, and you are getting the sense that he might not have showered yet today. Sorry, bathed yet today. His hair is sort of
I was about to say, so you're saying
dark
he
browny.
smells.
No. He doesn't like smell, but he's got like a dark brown style frizzy hair. Hello. I must apologize. I knew you were coming, but suppose I was not ready for you all. You all have changed since I last saw you. Is that a
So have
tail?
you. Yeah. It's
Huh.
new.
I suppose I must look a mess.
I imagine
Please,
things have been rather odd here lately.
Seems as if.
please come in. It is best we not speak out in the open like this. He ushers you all inside.
All right.
How's the fungus among us going?
Um, Thanks to your warning, we were able to eradicate it and prevent any casualties outside of a few wild animals, which is unfortunate. But at least it was not any of my citizens.
And how have things been otherwise? It seems as if not well.
I take it you mean the Dawn Guard that now patrols my city, like it is their own private playground.
Everyone seems
They're
quite
supposed to help.
tense.
Yes, the Dawn Guard did come here initially under the guise of helping us. But with the fools, with the recent zombie scourge, they have claimed dominion of the city and instituted their own martial law, as they are within their right to do, but our
They
zombie
should not
problem
be.
our zombie problem was taken care of thanks to you all.
So why haven't they left?
This is a question I have asked them many, many times, but I have not received a very suitable answer.
Well, perhaps we can discuss what to do about that later. Is now a good time to talk for you?
Is it safe to talk here?
Is it even safe? That's a good point.
It is. What? I suppose the safest place would be down in my office. But I must ask that you not jump to too many conclusions when you first see it. Yes?
Why? What's in it?
It is a laboratory, as well as the place that I work on my theories and my findings, things like
You have a
such as
lab.
that.
They won't let me set up a surgery room at home.
There is
Oh.
a medical ward in Carholt where a room has been offered to you.
But you cannot understate the importance of having a personal lab this close to home.
Don't encourage her.
The problem,
She really doesn't need it.
problem is that it is also our home. And a shared space requires respecting other people as well.
It would be sealed off.
We do not want it there, though.
You could always put your laboratory in your room.
Our roommate problems are of secondary importance.
Anyway.
We have many things to talk to you about.
Yes, of course. He leads you back into the mansion, into what looks to be an office. A wall with bookshelves on it, a nice wooden desk. He pulls the desk aside for a man with much more strength than you might give him credit for. Throws the rug on the ground up. He pulls it up and pulls a secret set of stairs that are he reveals a secret set of stairs beneath that. Descends into the darkness below. You see a small light begin to emanate from below. Please, down here.
Gerhard, why are you so secretive about your laboratory?
I think you will understand more when you are seeing it.
Now I'm excited.
I went from like really not trusting this motherfucker to like really, really not trusting him.
And Alois is just like so excited to see what's in this lab now.
It's like new best friend.
Gerhard, I have to tell you, I'm, as I had mentioned the other night, not happy with you.
I do understand this. I am not entirely certain why, but we can address everything in my lab. And he comes up the stairs a bit, and you see he's got a little hooded lantern. Please, it is one of the only place that I know is secure from prying eyes and ears.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he might betray
Of course
us?
you can. Of course you can.
And murder us in his laboratory.
Yeah, I gotta roll an insight check too. I can't.
Anyone who would like to roll an insight check can roll an insight check.
As usual, I will not be rolling an insight check.
11.
That's fair.
Natural 20 again!
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
The sus is real.
Okay. Alois and Shay, kind of hard to read him. He looks a little scattered, so it's really kind of hard to get a solid picture. Bernie, what you're able to piece together is that he's scared. There doesn't seem to be any notorious motives at bay, but all you can suss out is that he is scared from the way he constantly is looking around and the slight shake in his voice.
Gerhard, we're not here to hurt you.
I don't think he's scared of us.
I know you're not here to hurt me. You're the only people I can trust right now, and this is why I am showing you this.
All right.
He descends down the stairs.
I'm gonna follow him directly.
Okay.
You
And
do.
I'm sure I have to duck.
You do. Actually, most of you have to duck because it's made that way.
We're a tall party.
I
Yes.
have to duck extra hard.
You make your way down a set of rickety, slightly old wooden stairs that lead into a moderate-sized stone room that is very clearly a laboratory of some kind. There are shelves on pretty much every wall with vials and specimens displayed, along with a desk that is scattered with notebooks and papers. And you can see that a lot of these specimens that are in the jars are body parts. A hand, there's there's eyes, there's a tongue in one, a brain in another. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop my weapon.
Please, I understand. I understand how this must look, but
I didn't know you practiced druid magic.
Alois now all the time.
Do not. I practiced. What did I call it? I'm blanking on the fucking name that I'm.
Necromancy.
It is a form of necromancy. It is called stitchcraft.
What is it?
It is the alteration of one's own self and the revivification of others.
So like druid magic. I mean, that's how I got this tale.
Or like the Velecta?
The Volecta. I'm afraid I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
Insight!
Like,
Go ahead.
Man, your heart's about to become Alois's best fucking friend. This is so cool.
21.
natural 20. 25.
Nice, AJ!
Nicely. He is genuinely not sure what you're talking about.
Okay.
They are supposed to be a secret, like, organization.
No.
Yeah, but his sister works for them, and he clearly has a...
No. The Volecta is a name for the champions of the Sunless Synod, who are an aspect of the Dusk Envoy. So basically you were just like, what about, like, job title?
Yeah, still.
Fair. I just like, fair enough. I just wanted, what about carpenter? What about being a carpenter, though? Except not.
It's a lot more specific than a carpenter.
I know that, but I just wanted.
Or like, what about, literally, like, what about evil cultist? What about evil cultists?
Fair. My sister has the associations with the envoys. I have told you before, I am not one of them.
Hey now, my village
This-
does things just like this too, and we're not nice people.
It is.
You're
it is
not
for
nice
this
people?
Reason,
I said we're nice people.
it is for this reason, the reason that I have decided not to work with them, that my sister hunts me so.
You understand why exactly I don't believe you, considering I don't know which Stitchcraft
No.
is, and your sister is a necromancer who works with the Dusk Envoy, and to me, you're already not somebody to be trusted.
I will not deny that I find it unfortunate that you do not trust me, but
That's not my fault, Gerhard, that's yours.
I understand that I have not been entirely forthcoming with you, but I did tell you that I was a stitcher, a stitchmeister, before you left. It is... Sorry, I think my landlord's doing something.
That was like ominous though.
Yeah,
I was like,
I know.
is it coming
Really
in? And I was like,
Like, no. Yeah, sorry. Just gonna have to deal with that.
Great.
I told you this before you left and asked about the being who is bound to you.
Did he? Am I blanking?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did ask you about. He did ask you whether or not that was a willing thing. I am apologizing. I know that this stitchcraft is a very particular art, but it is not necromancy. It is a purer form than that.
I will put my weapon away.
He puts his hands down Thank you for letting me explain.
Alex is just looking at the jars, like ogling them.
It's a like a plethora of interesting choices for Eloise. One of the hands looks like it's like a claw from like some kind of taloned beast. Yeah, there's like one of the eyes is like a full black sclera with like a red ring iris. It's a very interesting collection.
That would be such an aesthetic.
Would you like one, Zala?
Out of character, I would adore this. Zala has zero interest in changing any aspect of
Y'all
her
need
physical
to let
form.
Eloise give you new body parts.
She doesn't want new body parts. She's happy with her body parts.
Casey, you need to chop one of their arms off. You
Oh
need
my
to-
god!
Get hot.
I can't help out what the dice do.
Tell us what's happened in the last month. Start from the beginning.
Well, not long after you left, the Dawn Guard came, and they promised that they would return Luchev to the light of normalcy, as they put it. We were not sure exactly what this meant at the time, but now it has been stamping out our way of life, almost. Anything that they see as abnormal or out of the ordinary is questioned beyond belief.
And if we stay here for long, we are going to be a target.
Undoubtedly. Putting Alois aside and her tale, it is not common to see a Ganassi and a Goliath and I believe a changeling.
I have not changed in front of him.
I know you haven't.
Shay doesn't say anything, but she is giving him an eye.
Can I tell that Shay is on edge? Did she not trust him?
I mean, you can make an insight check. I don't think Shay's trying to hide it from anyone.
10.
Yeah, you could probably tell that something he just said put Shay a little on edge.
I remember that she never changed in front of him, so. Keep talking.
After that, it got bad. Some of the citizens, 2 families, disappeared. The Dawn Guard said that they relocated them, but I have communed with the spirits, and they have killed
Dead.
my own citizens. After that, I said enough was enough. That they had to go.
You don't have forces to drive them out.
And I don't have the authority to ask for them anymore. I am no longer the mayor of Luchev. I know I probably could have just easily run, but I have the money and the means to help people here. Help people escape or survive for as long as they can. That is what I have spent the last 2 weeks or so doing.
Who is in most danger here?
citizens that are not human.
We could get them to Carholt.
Yeah, they wouldn't follow us into the Geistlands, would they?
It is unlikely. They are brutish, but they are still wise enough to know that the Geistlands is not a place you go without proper preparations. And thankfully, they do not have those yet.
But we do.
I can always cast sending to the elders to try to see if they would let us do that.
It might be a good idea. We can't... I don't think we are strong enough to drive Dawnguard out. Not forever, at least.
Oh, they
No.
would probably come back with more.
Absolutely. It sounds like they are here to conquer.
If you drove them out now, they would simply come back with an army,
But
and they would not conquer. They
we
would
can get
eradicate.
people somewhere safe. Not everyone, probably, but at least people in most danger.
There is one person who is in the most danger, actually. My son.
You have a son? I love how that stopped the second you stopped talking.
Push to talk.
I do. He's a bright boy. He's far smarter than me when I was his age.
Where's he then?
He gestures to a wooden door on the side of one of the walls. He's through there. He's not a traditional person, I suppose you could say.
You built him?
I did. Using the soul of my own deceased son.
Then he is in grave danger here.
I cannot offer you any reward, monetary value, but if you would be willing to take my son somewhere safe out of here, then he walks across to the desk and closes the thickest looking notebook there, wraps a leather cord around it, picks up one of the large papers and rolls it up. I would be willing to give you this. This is all my notes on the Moongate, the Dusk Envoys, and some of the other strange things of the world, along with a few of my own formulas that are not perfect yet. And this,
Scratch it.
We
I-
need to speak to Carholt elders first. See if there is even a place we can take anyone.
And Gerhard, we're not doing this because you have something to give us. If we even can do it. Doing it for your son.
And maybe a couple of most vulnerable in the city as well.
Yes, of course.
I don't think we could get many out without arousing a lot of suspicion.
What if we get out through the sewers initially?
We could do that.
Might work. We would have to come back for cart.
What about if Cordelia and Shay drove the cart out? Maybe with some people in the back covered? And because they look the most normal, I guess, by the Dawn Guard standard, they can drive the cart out and we can go through the sewers with the most at risk. Meet up in the Geistlands.
I think taking people out through sewer is best idea, yes.
That is how I've been getting people out. Arranging small passages on ships to Bralia or Pyra.
Yes.
There are
Barney,
more tolerant places.
will you contact elders?
Of course. Okay.
If I don't want to waste the spell slot, I have a friend in Careholt right now that I can talk to.
True, you do.
It's a little less direct, but I mean, if he's still there.
Who?
Gideon.
How?
Sending stone earrings.
Oh, yeah! I forgot you had those.
Yeah.
I will cast. If you want to talk to Gideon, I thought he left Careholt though. He also.
That's the thing. I don't know if he's
We
still
haven't
there.
been gone that long. Well, okay, we have been gone over a day. He might be gone. He might be there.
Yeah, I'll cast sending directly to Zari. And oh boy, 25 words. Let's go. Hello Zari, it's Bernie. We have some vulnerable people who need a place to live. We wouldn't bring them to you if it wasn't desperate. Thanks.
Just managed to get all of that in. There's a pause before you hear, oh, didn't think I'd hear your voice again so soon. Have to talk with Talus, but pretty sure that's all right. Talk soon.
Okay, I'm gonna send one more time. I gotta know. Okay, I can't. I don't like wasting this spell slot because this is almost all my spells gone now. Thanks to the 2 uses of augury for no good reason. I'll send to her. Zari, how long? We're in a tight spot, and ideally it would be very soon. I'm sorry to put this pressure on you, but thank
you could
you.
mention that the Dawn Guard are involved.
Also, the
Get
Dawn
that
Guard.
sense of urgency.
I think I had 5 words left over anyway, so.
Okay. Let me just look up sending here. The Dawn Guard? That changes things. Bring them immediately. Tell me when you are coming through the Moon Gate.
I wish I could, sorry. I only got 2 uses of sending per
It's
day.
gonna be over a day before we get back to the Moongate and the Geistlands.
Oh, tight.
Kind of sad.
We're able to take them to Carehold. We have to leave soon, which is probably for the better.
I can hide us with some fog if we need to on the way out.
That would be good. If possible, I'd like to at least get 8 hours of rest. I've used a lot of energy today on, in hindsight, useless things. Now knowing the situation in Luchev is as bad as it is.
To be fair, the augury spell slots would have come back by now, because you used them before we went through the Moongate. And we've had a
Ooh!
rest since then. So you've only used the 2 uses of sending.
Yeah, I still... Bernie would have still said that because my 2 uses of sending are 3rd level spell slots, which is also Revivify, and I don't want to be risking a run-in with people without the ability to resurrect.
We rest now. Gerhardt gets people together. And then we leave.
I can arrange for people to be ready in the very early mornings.
Preferably while it is still
Or
dark
before
enough
the
for us
sun
to get
is
through.
risen. Yes.
Is there a secret way into sewers?
There is a not exactly secret, but it is a very out of the way down.
We could avoid Dawnguard.
It is the most likely place. It is where I have been telling people to go.
I think that is best plan then. Can we rest here while you get most vulnerable people together?
Wait,
Yes.
what about you?
I must remain here.
If Gerhardt can keep getting people out who are not as vulnerable as the ones we are rushing out.
I can only get maybe 3 or 4 people on such short notice. And there are still more that need help. I can do more good here than I can hiding.
It is a difficult choice, but when you are responsible for people, when you have duty to them, to tribe.
What if I make a distraction so that you can get more people out?
A distraction would... Too many people would draw too much notice and suspicion from Dawnguard. Would put everyone at greater risk.
Bloodhand is very correct.
Sometimes simple is best.
Small groups arise the least suspicion. They will also not notice when there are less people. There is a large group. They will begin to suspect.
Gradual changes are harder to spot, like growing taller.
I don't know about that. I sprang up like a weed.
As long as we can do whatever we can. That's all we can ask of ourselves. Alright. Suppose it's best if we get our rest, but I still have questions for you.
I understand. And we will have some time before the morning comes. Able to ask me anything, and I will answer everything I can. I have no secrets from you. Not anymore.
Time.
I think that is what he...
Go right ahead. What did you say, Aaron?
I said, isn't that what you said last time?
Yes, and it is true. I have not kept any secrets from you.
What about your son? But you did keep secret from us when you said that initially.
Suppose, but you have not asked me
Ooh,
or if
getting
there was
weird
anyone else
connection
in my
badness.
lineage.
Listen, I understand your son. That's fine. That's private. But when it comes to information that could potentially put us at risk, there is no, but you didn't ask. There's only you withholding. Alright? And I don't want any more of that. Because I'm already upset and you're going to make me even angrier.
I apologize for. I suppose a lie of omission is still a lie. And I apologize for that.
And this is not small things, Gerhard. We've been in real, honest danger. A lot of people have. And you could have prevented that, and you didn't. That makes me mad. And I understand you're doing what you can now, and you're stepping up. But that doesn't change the fact that you wronged us.
I'm trying so hard to take Lynn seriously as Bernie right now, and Floor's just
Hey!
running around being a ferret.
I know. I understand. Um, for now, rest, and I will pass the word to the individuals who I can get out tonight. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Great.
Woo! Password for this week. Password for this week, all you need to do is enter into the chat Dawn Guard.
I was gonna say ferret because the
Ferret! Ferret, yeah. Put a ferret in the chat and you will be entered into the raffle for a winner for the art raffle this week. Again, I will draw your D&D character, your OC, your waifu, whoever you want me to. All you need to do is put ferret in the chat and we'll get that going.
And even if you've won
I love
before, you can win again.
Yep.
Before we go on break, friendly reminder that we are sponsored by Grinding Coffee. I did just put that link in the chat. It is one of our commands, so anytime you want to order coffee, just come tell our bot, "Hey, coffee," and you'll have a link that gives you a discount, gives us commission, and lets you support not one but two queer-owned businesses. So
Pretty
yeah.
awesome. All right. We will see you all in 10 minutes.
Okay, I
And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. Kiana Lynn, who is our lovely winner this week?
Our winner for this week is Grang Warden. Thank you so much to everybody who entered into the art raffle this week. Our winner is Grang Warden. Now, you do have to have either your Twitch DMs open or be a part of the Compass Rose Discord, or just DM me at LK_dark there on Twitter. It's in the Streamlabs little thingy there. Hit me up and we'll get it all sorted.
Congratulations. Okay. So I know that Bernie is going to rest. Are any of the rest of you resting?
Yeah, Zala is also planning on resting.
Okay.
I want to meet the sun.
Okay. Are you going to wait for Gerhard to come back?
Did he say we couldn't?
He didn't say anything like that.
All right, then I'm gonna go meet the
He
sun.
just indicated where his son was.
I'm gonna go say hi. It'd be weird if we're in rooms right next to each other and not say anything.
All right. So you open the wooden door.
I knock first.
Oh,
I
you knock.
first.
Okay. There is a pause before you hear a slightly deep voice that I'm not going to attempt say, "Come in."
And she sort of just pokes her head in and goes, "Hi, I'm Eloise. I'm an associate of your dad's." And then she walks in.
Okay. You enter a very large room. Like, in most other places, this would be like almost the entire basement. There is a whole living quarters set up down here with a bed, countless bookshelves, a desk where there's lots of scattered papers and whatnot. The room is plastered with maps of various, like nation maps and small little town maps. And you see, sitting at the desk is hard to tell his height, but he's very tall, humanoid individual. They have slightly pallid gray skin and, how best to describe this, a patchwork body. It is very clear by the fact that they only wear a pair of trousers that their body is constructed of other body parts. You can tell that by the stitching in and along all of their body. This basically looks like Frankenstein's monster.
I was about to say that I feel like it would remind me of the Archdruid.
Similar, but the fact that there's stitches is the difference. It looks like there's a very clear cut and sew lines. The individual looks at you and says, "Hello there.
Hi.
I wasn't aware Father was having company, and wasn't aware that he was having company that was going to meet me."
Yeah, we're gonna be getting you and a few other people out soon. Do you need any help packing anything?
Father did mention that. We're going tonight, are we?
Very soon.
I suppose I should just take the barest essentials, but...
We do have a bag of holding if that helps.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be too much of a bother if I was to use it for some of my belongings? If I'm to relocate, I would love to be able to bring my books.
Oh, sure. Let me go grab it real quick.
Just gonna go steal Bernie's bag of holding.
Okay.
I'll poke my head out. Bernie,
What is
can I
this
have the bag of holding real quick?
For what?
Needs help packing up stuff. I didn't catch your name. What was your name again?
Do you not have a name for the sun?
Shut up! I do have a name, I just can't remember it at the moment.
Well, while Casey's trying to remember that, I would like to politely remind you all to go subscribe to us on YouTube.
My name is Frederick. My father calls me Freddy, but I don't particularly like it. So please call me Frederick.
We need to get packed up for Frederick here.
Yeah, sure, alright. Give it to her.
All right, let's get going. What first?
All right. And standing up,
Does he
you are-
notice my tail?
he does notice your tail. Doesn't seem to care. This figure is about 8 feet in height altogether. And they begin moving around this large living quarters, picking books from shelves and sort of like just like moving over and dropping them in your bag of holding, just kind of saying like, I suppose I should bring this in case I need to reference that. Right. Would it be too much trouble if I were to bring my maps?
Of course not. Although I can memorize maps if you want.
I've got them memorized already. It's just I love to navigate. I've been helping Father with his maps for a couple of years now. He's the one who taught me navigation.
Oh, did you help with the Moongate maps?
I did. His most recent draft, actually, of it. I was responsible for some of the researching and the updates to it. It's what he calls his final version of the world map. It's hidden, clearly you know about the Moongates, but...
Oh yeah, we found 3 of them.
Really? 3 of them?
Mm-hmm. We're going to be taking you
Tell
to one
me.
to go to another.
You are? Oh, I'll be able to take some notes then, because I have so many questions about them. What kind of magical aura did they give off, if any? Do you remember?
They glowed when we touched them.
Really? But you didn't have to cast anything, or
I mean, I turned into a snake because initially we thought that we had to be touching hands while we were each touching a stone to get it to work. So I turned into a snake to touch one of the stones that glowed when I touched it, to touch the blood hand while they were touching it. But that didn't work.
Fascinating. It's a strange piece of very old magic. I've been trying to suss it out, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. I'm glad that we'll be going to see it in person, so I can better study it. If that's the case, then... and he begins moving to several different shelves, grabbing some more books and stuffing them in there. It looks like he's almost cleared the shelves of books. Basically.
I mean, it is a bag of holding. It doesn't matter.
And then he begins, taking down some of the framed pictures that will fit in fine. The ones that won't, he just begins pulling the maps out of them, carefully rolling them up and putting them in the bag of holding. And after the course of half an hour, 45 minutes or so, the room has been emptied to his satisfaction. Father always did tell me that this wasn't going to be a permanent resident for us, but I wasn't aware we were going to be moving so soon.
Why were you down here anyway?
Well, looking the way I do, I suppose you can understand why it's not exactly welcome in a lot of company, as you could say.
I don't know. You remind me of my archdruid.
That's a very sweet thing to say. I would love to meet your archdruid.
Except he's got more animal pieces than you.
Interesting. I see you've got a tail there for yourself. I don't. Apologies for my if I'm being rude, but are you a Stitchmeister as well?
Oh no, I'm a druid. I fixed this up recently. We got it off of a Vulecta. We killed him.
A Vulecta?
Mm-hmm.
I've come across that word once or twice in my readings. Something associated with the Dusk Convoy, is it not?
Normally I wouldn't say anything about it, but since we're going there anyway and you're gonna find out all about it, they were trying to corrupt the Pale Tree for some reason, and so we killed him.
That's very good of you. It's a lot to take in. Give me a moment here. Right then. And you killed him, you say? You and your, I assume, companions.
Mhm.
Interesting. Well,
Well, no, I caught him and then Shay's boyfriend killed him. Ate him. Through his hands. I
But-
think.
Bernie got the final
Bernie
blow.
killed him.
Bernie
I killed
killed-
him.
Alright, I was thinking, well, yes.
you could say Shay's boyfriend disposed of him. by
Yes,
eating him
disposed
through
of
his
him.
hand. Well, that's very good of this Bernie compatriot of yours. I'm very curious about how someone eats something through their hands, but I suppose that's a question for Shay's boyfriend then.
Would you like to meet everyone?
I would love to, if everyone is up for meeting myself. Hopefully I don't scare anyone, but I think, given that they're traveling companions of yours, maybe I have met the right group of people, finally.
I just banged the door open. Alright, guys, we got Frederick's room all done, ready to go.
I was trying to sleep before the night.
I
Would you
smack
like to,
Bernie with the pillow.
No, Eloise!
would you like to sleep in my bed? It's probably a bit comfier than the floor.
Well, I was sleeping fine until, and I take the pill and I smack Aloise's leg until she came along.
Oh, you all have fun, don't you?
Hello, my name's Bernie, and you are?
Frederick. And Frederick to my friends as well. Don't like the name Freddy.
That's alright, I don't quite like going by Beatrice either.
And you are Bernie, as Aloysia said. You were the one who destroyed the Vulecta, as she told me, correct?
Yes, yes I am.
Impressive. Impressive.
Thank you. I'm trying to go to bed though, but you do have fun.
Yes. Yes, of course. And Frederick kind of looks expectantly at your other friends, some of which who are sleeping. Bloodhand is sleeping, yes.
I mean, Zala probably woke up at least a little bit with all of the shenanigans of the door being banged open and Bernie being smacked in the face with a pillow.
Like how siblings are just like
Yeah.
destroy their other siblings with a pillow.
That's perfectly familiar to Zala, mind you. But she is going to say, I'm Bloodhand. I'm also going to rest for travel, but it is...
Pleasure to meet you, Bloodhand.
Yes, it is honor to meet you.
We'll
And
let
Zala's
you-
gonna trail off and go, like, sit back against Frederick's bed so she can stay close to Bernie.
Okay.
I think Shay is still asleep. He did not wake up.
And
Nothing disturbs her.
I think your other companions are resting for now. It's fine. We'll meet them later. Well, for now, I suppose you can tell me all about your travels. I can find it.
Yeah.
I can find the fascinations in there. Tell me all about your travels.
Well, first I left my village, and I came on boat here. And you guys had that undead problem. Did you hear about that?
I did, yes, I did.
And and that moss problem that no one was seemed to be taking seriously until I was like, no, this will kill everyone if you let it go.
Yes, Father double-checked and was very, very grateful that you pointed that out to him. He knew that could cost many lives if he had not reacted as swiftly as he did. But,
Oh, that reminds me,
always trust science.
I should talk with my fishes while I'm here. I forgot about them.
You speak to the fishes.
Oh, I can speak to any animal and the plants.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you should see my moon lily. She has gotten so pretty since I planted her last week. She's so tall.
I've never seen a moon lily. I'd love to, at least not up close anyway. I've seen them a bit from the Geistlands, but yes. Well, if you'd like to go speak with your fishes, then I won't keep you. Suppose I can find something to read.
Why don't you come? We can go out through the sewers. We'll find them there.
I'm not sure it would be. It would be good if I.
What if I bring them back to the sewers?
I suppose that wouldn't be too bad. As long as I stay here, I suppose Father can't get too mad at me.
I forget. Is there an entrance to the sewers here?
Here? No.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Then. It's probably not that safe for me to go out right now, considering the Dawn Guard's here.
You do have that tail, and they do like to ask questions.
I mean, I'd be able to answer it. I stitched it on.
I don't think... It definitely wouldn't be a good enough answer for them. They would then ask, why did you do that? And...
Because I wanted it, and it is cool.
I know, I totally understand, but... Alas, the... less unevolved minds they are fearful of such developments, as it were.
So how does why do you have stitches? Why isn't it just there?
Well, my father's a stitchmeister, and he created me with stitchcraft. It's his form of it's a form of magic. It's arcane in nature. It's like necromancy tends to have a bad association with it, and well, it is a form of necromancy, but it is a more my father describes it as a more pure form of it. It's about improving oneself.
So, do parts rot, or are they preserved, or are they alive, or?
They are. But parts can be deceased for a certain period of time. It's usually about, I think Father said that 2 weeks was the limit of what his skill was capable of grafting onto someone. But obviously, the fresher the better. I'm created of fresh parts, so that he did not kill anyone for me. But war and battle tends to have a fresh supply of freshly killed bodies.
Well, if you want any new parts, I can get you some, and they won't expire ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I must say, I've always fancied wings.
Unfortunately, unless you have the ability to use them, it'll only be a limb. Do you get what I mean? It'd be
cosmetic. The word is cosmetic.
No, shh. Alois wouldn't know that word. It'd be if I grafted gills onto you, your body wouldn't know what to do with them.
I understand. Perhaps you should speak to my father. Stitchcraft is able to overcome that hurdle in certain situations, at least.
I mean, I already have wings, so.
You do?
Mhm.
Would it be too forward of me to ask that I see them? If not now, then perhaps sometime.
I mean, sure. Now we're gonna get arrested anyway, so.
Yes, please.
I thought you said we're gonna get arrested, and I was
I mean,
like,
both.
Good
So what do my
gods.
wings look like in this laboratory, Casey?
So your wings look like moss covered. They are, you grow that root structure of the that's like the the cartilage and whatnot of a wing, and a moss kind of hangs down and begins to fill it like almost like a fluffy feathery bird's wing.
Yeah, they change depending on where I sprout them.
Really?
Mhm.
That's most fascinating. What is it all right if I may I touch?
Yeah, go ahead.
And he briefly caresses the mossy wing there. That's most interesting. And what magic is it that allows you to do something like this?
Oh, well, I'm a seedling.
A seedling! Well, might I give you a bit of advice and a bit of warning? I would be careful on this side of the world how readily you tell that to individuals. Seedlings over here are, in most places, not considered normal.
Well, no, they're usually quite rare. I'm the first in a couple generations in my village.
Fascinating. I'd love to know more about your village. It seems like an interesting place. So, unless you have anything specific you would like to discuss with Frederick, the two of you spend the rest of the time together, sort of just chit-chatting. He's very eager to learn more about, your village, the places you've been, more about the world. After a couple hours, Gerhardt does come back. He's a little shocked that Frederick is there, but
I imagine like him and Alois are like sitting down, like chit-chatting together.
yeah.
Like doing that lean-in thing that you do when you're like really into the conversation.
Exactly, when you're like, oh yes, and this, and oh yes. You're both very engaged, and Gerhard almost has to like clear his throat to announce his presence.
He's like, wow, the first girl you meet, son, and you're
apologies to be interrupting, but I have made all the arrangements, and there will be two other individuals. I was only able to arrange it with two others, a mother and a son. They will be leaving with you along with my own son. Father, you're not coming with us. No, I am afraid not, my boy. It would not be right of me to run when I could remain here and do more good, save more people. And you see hesitation on Frederick's face. I don't want to leave you. There'll be no one else around to protect you. I do not need anyone else around for protection. But I will find you in time, my boy. This is not the last time we will see each other. Frederick doesn't say anything. Just kind of sits quietly with that information. Clearly a little bit more nervous now. The excitement from before has passed on him. You all wait the rest of the time. The hour grows late. The sun sets and the moon rises high in the sky before it begins to set itself. When you're all woken, those of you who are sleeping, and Gerhard says, "It is time now." He gives you the directions to head to the sewer grate. He says, "Head west." That is, when you get in the sewers, head west. You come to the grate, and it will look locked, but it is not locked. You will find one of the bars is hollow. Simply give it a knock, give it a tap, and you will find it. You can wriggle it free, and then you will have your way to freedom.
We need the book. Gerhard, your journal.
Yes. He passes it over, passes the map over. He turns to his son, his gargantuan 8-foot tall son, who's clad in a very tattered looking cloak that looks to be two cloaks that were sewn together. They don't say anything. They just have a nice, long, tight hug. Before Gerhard looks at you all. Please, be safe.
Gerhard, despite my issues with you, good luck. You're doing good work. Keep yourself alive.
When it is time for you to get out and find your son, I'm sure you will find a way to contact us.
I have my ways. This will not be the last time you have all heard from me. I am a sly one. You don't need to roll an insight check. You can very clearly tell that he's kind of putting on a brave front. You set out from Gerhardt's manor, careful and quiet.
May I cast fog cloud in a centralized area of where we're sneaking through?
Yeah, you can do that. You probably need to get a little closer, but yeah, you could definitely do that before you guys get there.
Range of 120 feet.
Okay, then yeah. So you were given the location. You all set out from Gerhardt's manor, and Eloise, you in the back of the cart with Frederick, you cast the invocation, and whoever is up front leading, you can see a fog beginning to converge on the area, sort of lingering around the area that you're bound to be sneaking through. You make your way down the alleyway that you were directed to, find two individuals waiting for you at the sewer grate. And now You begin your escape from Luchev. And that is where I'm going to end tonight's session.
Lovely. Great.
Tally-ho!
Thank you again, everyone, and we'd like to remind you to check out Grinding Coffee. You help not one, but two gay-owned businesses.
Did you forget the word queer?
I did. Queer-owned businesses. Look.
You help 2 gay businesses.
Two entire gays.
Just two gays.
2 gays. Not one, but 2 of them. Yeah. And you get a discount if you use our affiliate code or link, and we get commission off of it. So try it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, the Kickstarter, we're hovering around 40%, I think, right now. Yeah, it would be cool if you could share that with anyone and everyone. Even if you can't back it yourself, just get the word out there, because great stories, and not to toot our own horn, but I'm really proud of the story that me and Lynn are telling in it.
It's a good story. I will toot our horn. It's a great story.
It's been
I'm excited.
It's one of my favorites that I've written.
Didn't back a Kickstarter from Black Hole Comics before, but I backed the last one that Lynn and Kacey were in, and it was great. So yeah, do it. The projects they're involved in are just great.
Oh, Scotty, thank you.
That the Life Finds a Way. Yeah.
Life Finds a Way. You can also, you can order that from Cloudscape Comics. I don't have a link for that, but that was mine and Lynn's first work together. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But I think that's it for this session. Thank you all for watching. You guys are the best. Thank you all for playing. Again, I know they say this every week, but you guys make each week much more tolerable. And I love playing with you guys.
Please subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yes.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Dice from AJ. They're beautiful.
Yes.
Handmade.
They are. We're going to put up some pictures of it soon. Yeah.
I just had an idea, but that has nothing to do with it.
Talk about it after. For now, though, I will say our fond farewells. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Wear a mask. And take care of one another.